Welcome to Zeal, Aging Redefined, where we're changing the narrative of aging and inspiring women 40 plus to age with boldness, confidence, and kick-ass positivity. So join me each week as we have real talk conversations to ensure that people know maturity brings strength, wisdom, and superpowers. Welcome to Zeal, Aging Redefined, where we're changing the narrative of aging and inspiring women 40 plus to age with boldness, confidence, and kick-ass positivity. I'm Stella Ringer, your Chief of Aging Fabulous, and I'm here to tackle the real issues that impact women 40 plus as we age in mind, body, beauty, and fashion. Join me each week as we demystify the stigma of aging and inform, educate, and validate that maturity brings strength, wisdom, and superpowers. Zeal, Aging Redefined, your go-to for aging fabulous. And today, we've got a guest who is definitely aging fabulous. She is, again, thebomb.com. I know again, showing my age with that, but she is just a well-rounded, beautiful woman inside and out, and that is Phillana Williams. She is the head of entertainment for the mayor's office for the city of Atlanta, and definitely a powerhouse veteran in the entertainment industry. So let's welcome Phillana.
Thank you, Stella. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. You look beautiful.
Thank you as well.
You look beautiful.
Fabulous.
I see we both have the ponytail thing going
today.
on. I love it, love it. So we're going to talk today, Phillana, just again around the aging journey. I really want to inspire women, as I mentioned, to kind of change the narrative. And even from a society perspective, men, women, et cetera, sometimes it's, as we go through this aging journey, I think we kind of feel at times that it's the end. But why can't it be the beginning?
Absolutely.
So we can take all of our experiences, our wisdom, our knowledge, and live our best now. So first question, tell me your definition of aging out loud and how that comes to life with you.
Well, I'm doing it honestly. Aging out loud really is just being very genuine with who you are and where you are in life. I mean, I think as women, especially, and Black women in particular, we age gracefully. I mean, I just putting it lightly. I think that, women, Black women are probably some of the best agers. Agers. I hear that all the time.
Yeah,
when
me
people
too.
find out our age, they're very stunned. You see the social media post about Black women.
Yep.
But I think that we really are the Benjamin Button of it. And I think, to me, aging out loud is really, the best thing about it is showing younger generations that it's okay to be who you are. A lot of the things that if I could give insight and some insight to younger generations, I would tell them that just to be uniquely who you are and be okay with your age. Don't try to take on anybody else's looks or try to keep up with anyone, because time is the best teacher that. I think the less that you do to yourself, the better you age.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And so to me, aging out loud is just, just being graceful and letting, nature take its course with you. Because I do believe that we get more beautiful as we age.
Yes, agree. And even though, Zeal, we're focusing on those women 40 plus, at the end of the day, I want to leave a roadmap.
Right.
For millennials and 20-year-olds, because like you said, we're the example.
Right.
We're the example. So I definitely agree there. Now, did you ever hear that little small voice on your shoulder, Phillana? Like I don't know if you were 40, when you turned 40, or whatever age it might have been, where, maybe you started to think about, well, my place in life, my value in life as you were aging. Did you ever hear it? And if you didn't, share that as well.
I did. My entire career life, and in my career life, I've worked a lot.
Yeah.
I did have kids late, so that was a voice, you're 36, are you going to do it? Yep. Are you not? And then, the other voice, well, if you have kids as a woman, what does that mean for your career? So But, fortunately for me, age, it was probably a little more complicated than being younger having kids, but I was able to, have kids. I have 2 beautiful children, 15 and 10. But yeah, teenage years. I did hear the voice, mainly for that reason, for, whether or not to have children. It was that voice. Your career, will it suffer? Should I have kids? Should I not? But I'm really happy with the decision I made. It definitely makes, for me, I became a much more well-rounded and compassionate person.
Got it. And speaking of career, I know you made a career change. You were, well, kind of. I know maybe it's a different lens we're looking through, because I know you were in the entertainment industry, worked with so many artists, and now you kind of are in that political arena.
Yes.
So tell me about that transition, and when did that actually happen?
Well, instead of a transition, I call it a pivot, because it was a career change. I just completely pivoted. I woke up in New York City one day. I had 2 young kids. I was traveling every week, sometimes twice a week. I never saw them. I had a nanny. I was making great money, but I wasn't happy. And I wanted to be a mom. So I was a single mom. So I just changed my career path. I was about right at 40. And wanted to do something where I could still engage in entertainment, because I love it. I just couldn't be on the front lines like that anymore. So I did pivot. I moved back to Atlanta. Much easier pace, much slower pace, a lot faster than it used to be, but still a lot slower than New York City. And me and the kids moved back here. I got into politics. I've been in now for 6 years. It's been amazing. I still do great work. I help out with a lot of entertainment initiatives, but on the other side, in terms of legislation and infrastructure, Atlanta needed a lot of infrastructure when it came to the entertainment business. So it was, about 40, and it was a good pivot. I spend a lot of time with my kids. I'm a basketball mom. I'm a girl mom. So it's been fun, and it's been very fulfilling.
Now, as we can kind of continue on the career path, kind of going back to when you were in the entertainment industry, like frontline, as you were aging, did you feel different pressures, or did you experience anything differently as you were aging within that entertainment industry?
I didn't, because I think my age has never been a factor. Like, no one believed my age in the first place.
No one knew. Right. Yeah, exactly.
So, and it's not something that, and everything in entertainment is you're younger than you are. Even with the artists that we promote, we always take their age back a few years. So it never was an issue. I think being a woman may have been more of an issue in entertainment. So I think I felt it from that aspect. Being in the music business for 20 years, and I had a lot of accolades. However, I think that anybody else with the successes I had would have been the president of a label. If I had been a man, I would have been running a record label. So,
what was your most memorable experience from an entertainment perspective?
I had many. Most memorable. I've had a lot of artists that I've represented win Grammys. I think the biggest may have been. It's hard to say which one's the biggest, but I'll say one of the biggest would have been. I was managing Estelle, and she was an artist. She's from the UK. So having her win her first Grammy was a big deal, because it just, for me, it said a lot about being able to manage and market a talent that really, her whole culture was very different than it with her being from the UK and me being American, and she won an American award. And she won tons of awards overseas, but to win a Grammy was a big deal. So that would have been one of my biggest moments.
Nice. Again, those experiences and the knowledge and, all of the things that you dropped, I know, in the entertainment industry while you were there, I know is like remarkable. So let's talk about a recent change. I had someone on the show, and we were talking about our bodies and how our bodies change as we age. And she dropped, Dr. Contessa dropped a lot of great knowledge on things that we can do around our digestive system, sex, whole 9 yards. Had a great conversation. So tell me about this recent experience where you found from a hormone kind of standpoint was maybe a little unbalanced, but you tell the story.
Well, during COVID, I started gaining a lot of weight. Didn't know why. I was still working out, eating the same, maybe drinking a little bit more alcohol, but that was it. And I gained like over 30 pounds. And I went to my regular doctor and just couldn't figure it out. A mutual colleague actually told me, Anna Sarah, told me about an internal medicine doctor. His name is Edward Fadakov. And completely different experience. He ran tests on me and I found that my hormones were really imbalanced. And all three. So from estrogen, testosterone, and progesterone, they were all off. No idea. Like, as a woman who probably should know more about her hormones, but I'm sure most of us don't.
I don't.
I didn't know about that. And he balanced out my hormones and put me on a regimen that, the weight I've lost 50 pounds. And even before the 30 pounds, I probably could have stood to lose about another 15, 20 pounds, and I lost it all. Like I feel amazing.
You look amazing.
You. But I would tell everybody, internal medicine is so key. I think when we start to gain weight, and especially as you get older and when you go from 30s to your 40s into your 50s, our bodies do change, our hormones are different. Right. And it is really important to know your levels because you could be trying to fix issues that you are doing incorrectly.
Right.
So,
and it may not even be aware of.
I may not even be aware of. So it wasn't even the working out. Like working out has nothing to do with my weight loss at all. Eating right, yes, but it was way more. I would say 75% was my hormone imbalance that was causing the weight gain. Yeah. And by balancing them, I was, I'm much healthier. So
did you feel, before you even went to this internal medicine doctor, was it something that your body was telling you, or it was just?
Absolutely. I was tired all the time. Okay. Night sweats, that gave me a signal that it was my hormones. But I was tired. I had night sweats, the weight gain. I love to run. Couldn't run without, my legs hurt, my knees hurt. Even sometimes, and I have to be honest, I'm a petite woman. Even walking upstairs at my house sometimes were a little complicated. I couldn't get out of bed as quickly as I'm used to jumping out of bed. I couldn't do any of that anymore. And now my energy is insane. I just ran a couple of months ago. The mayor has this 5K on the runway. And for the first time in years, I ran the entire thing without stopping.
Right. Come on, girl.
Yay.
Come on, girl. That's awesome.
Feel good.
So tell us about the importance of physical movement along with, on the journey that you learned around your hormones, et cetera. What about physical movement? Was that, I know you said you ran the 5K, which was awesome, but was that part of it as well? Just making sure that you kind of kept that moving as well?
Absolutely. And I think more importantly, the fact that my physical movement wasn't as easy was the hard part for me. Definitely physical movement is important. But it became real to me when it was hard for me to have physical movement, when it was hard for me to run, when it was hard for me to go upstairs. I knew something was off. So I would say, to me, that was the biggest indicator, the fact that I couldn't physically move as much as I needed to. I've always been someone who's been physically active. So the fact that I couldn't do it like I wanted to was that was scary.
Wow. Well, like I said, you look amazing.
Thank you.
So I'm going to switch over a little around relationships. And these are all topics I've kind of had conversations with other women 40 plus around. So just wanted to get your perspective. We had some relationship experts on earlier, and they talked about, the dating and relationship game with women 40 plus. It's a different game, right? Versus when we were 20, 30, et cetera. So I wanted to get your perspective. I'm not trying to get in your business, but wanted to ask you around relationships and kind of where you are around 40 plus. Have your standards changed?
I don't think they've changed, but I think it's easier to date now. I think in my 30s and early 40s that I probably still had expectations of a life partner. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I don't have those now, but I just don't know if it's that important. I think my priorities have switched. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I have 2 amazing kids. And so now I date.
Okay.
And I think it's like more free, it's a free-flowing experience now as opposed to, expectation based.
Right.
So, and I think it's, I don't know why I think that people know if you're dating with expectations, and now because it's just so, it's such I think I have more fun now dating than I used to.
You're not so pressed for it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the relationship experts that I spoke with, we talked about the dating apps. Like it's a lot of competition probably
I don't do
now
dating
because you don't do it. And that's fine. I was telling them, my sister, she was kind of considering it, and then she's like, I don't think so. I want to meet someone the old-fashioned way. So, it's to each his own.
To each his own,
But
I
you're
agree.
dating, so
Yeah.
somehow... So where'd you find the people then?
I've never had a problem dating.
Oh.
So it just depends. So it's
Friends
friends
and,
or introductions.
referrals,
I could be it just popping, just meeting by chance. Yeah, and I would agree with your sister. I definitely prefer the old-fashioned way of dating. I don't even think I've gotten close to even putting my name in an app. I'll look at them and say, nope, not for me. But to each his own.
Again, to each his own.
Yeah.
So what about your kids since you're dating?
Oh, my son.
What's
My
their
daughter
perspective?
doesn't. My daughter's cool with it, but my son has like 20 questions he'll call me 20 times. I have to block him during the date.
Aw, that's sweet.
So he's very protective.
He's checking on mom.
Yeah.
Checking on
and
mom.
especially since the weight loss, he's just like, Mom, these guys are going to be all over you.
He just loves you. He
does,
just loves you. That's all. Back to our aging journey here, Phillana. And, again, we're talking about educating, celebrating, inspiring women. I did mention before, it's not that easy at times. Did you ever fear, aging at all?
From a physical appearance standpoint, no. I think in terms of being a single mom with kids, yes. And I had kids late. So it definitely just making sure that I have enough time to make sure they're okay in this world.
Exactly.
That's it. That would be my only any apprehension or fear about aging would be that for me.
Got it.
Yeah.
What little tidbit or wisdom nugget would you give someone who may be, struggling a little? I met a young lady, this was a few months ago, and she worked at a company. I was looking at that company around just some rental furniture. And she was saying that she was turning 40 in 2023, and she was just, having an issue with it, struggling with it, I should say. So what would be your wisdom nugget for someone who may be struggling a little?
In our age group?
Yeah, those women kind of moving into that Gen Xer,
Got it.
40.
Yeah, I would say stay off social media because those people really don't look like that. I mean, it's so many apps that they put, you don't even have to put on makeup anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So if you do look at those apps, I would say just keep it all in perspective. Be happy with who you are. Be genuine to yourself. I think, again, to each his own. Do what makes you happy. I mean, self-care is really important. But I just think that everybody's reality is different, and I think social media has really consumed so many people that we often compare ourselves to the next person when we shouldn't. And we're all beautiful. We all have very beautiful aspects that no one else has. Yeah. And just to be uniquely who you are, do what makes you happy, of course, but just don't put too much pressure on yourself as you age.
And that's social media. We put the things out there that are the best, right?
Right.
So I agree. I agree. Awesome. So I'm going to play a little game with you. Right. And it's a challenge because what I'm doing, Phillana, as we know, is really trying to just change the mindset around the perception around women aging, and again, it being a death sentence, if you will. So I'm going to say a word or a few phrases where society may have deemed negative as we age. And then I want you to flip the script and give me the first kind of positive word or phrase that comes to mind for you.
All right.
So as an example, wrinkles. So for me, that's wisdom. So
I like that.
You got it? All right, let's start. All right, first word, aging.
Aging, seasoned.
Okay. Tell me more.
I think it's just, seasoned means, when you look at anything in life, season adds spice to it. Seasoned means that you're definitely wise and more mature and are making better choices. So I definitely think that seasoned is a better way of saying aging.
Nice. Menopause.
I'm trying to think of one word. Can I say a phrase?
You can.
Sorry, forgive me for any men listening. No more periods.
I like that. I think it was Dr. Contessa that said you can't get pregnant.
Right, there you go.
So you're less likely, I should say. I guess anything is possible.
Right.
Girl, you too sexy. You too old to be sexy.
Fine like wine.
Okay. Tell me more on that one as well.
It's, I think, again, just do what makes you happy and fine like wine. To me, wine has to age to be good. And so, I think as women age, we become finer and actually more sexier. So
I'm glad that was the challenge. So good job. Good, but I'm glad you mentioned the sexy piece. So, and again, you were sexy then and now. So, but I know you've made this transition. So tell me about Phillana Sexy. How do you feel about, again, as we age, we can still be sexy, we can still feel confident. What's your take on that piece?
I love it. I hear the comments people make about someone being over age wearing something that they shouldn't wear. I can see somebody who's 15 who probably shouldn't have on an outfit. But if they feel good, my thought, and I'm always of the mindset that if someone feels good in it, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. If you have on a crop top and some black leggings, and no matter what it looks like, if you're happy and secure in how you feel in it, it shouldn't be weight, age, or anything else that tells you not to do it. So,
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing the sexy Phillana. You look sexy today, but
Thank you.
So, but I appreciate you joining me
was
today,
great.
First of all.
Yes.
I knew we were going to have a good time. We've known each other for a while. And listeners and viewers out there, Phillana and I are sorority sisters,
Yes.
Delta Sigma
That's
Theta
right.
Sorority Incorporated.
J13.
Yes,
Right around the
yes. So I appreciate, again, I knew we would have great chemistry. I knew you would have a great story. Because I knew your background and experiences and the value that you bring in general.
Stella.
So again, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you and
being
congratulations. This is so great.
Here. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. And thank you, Zill Nation. That is
you.
our episode today. But as I said, as I always say, join me next week for additional real talk conversations around the aging journey. Zill, Aging Redefined. I'm Stella, your Chief of Aging Fabulous, and I'll see you next week.